the students. Welcome to my class, and I hope you and your family are safe during this pandemic. Today, I will be taking you through a very interesting topic, and all I need you to do is to watch your screens and concentrate for the next few minutes. I hope you enjoy this session as much as I've enjoyed making this lesson for you. So, let's start with our lesson. So today students we will be seeing a lesson from your subject Organization of Commerce and Management. Before we start our lesson, let's talk about a topic, a very hot topic which is being discussed on every platform, whether it's your news channel, your social media, newspaper. We have debates that are going on this topic. Can you guess which topic it is? Yes, nepotism. What is nepotism? There are so many debates that are going on television where we keep hearing this word. So, what exactly is nepotism? It's nothing but favoritism, preference, partiality. Today, this word nepotism we hear mostly in terms of the entertainment industry, where irrespective whether you have the skill, you have the talent, you are still promoted, you still become an actor because your parents are there in that entertainment industry. That is favoritism, preference, partiality. So, does that mean, as an outsider, if you do not have a family who is from the entertainment industry, you cannot be an actor? Maybe earlier the perception was like that कि एक एक्टर का बेटा एक्टर ही बनेगा. But today the perception is not that. If you have the talent, if you're given the right opportunities, you can change this nepotism and you can create your opportunities. How do we do that? By changing the favoritism, by our talent, by our passion, by participation and training. If you have examples of star kids, you also have examples of Shah Rukh Khan, Irfan Pathan, Anupam Kher. They do not have a background of from entertainment industry, but they have made it big because of their talent, their participation, their training and passion. Similarly, if you see today in every field there is nepotism. Whether it's your entertainment, whether it's your politics or whether if it's business. They say earlier the traditional thought was कि एक डॉक्टर का बेटा डॉक्टर ही बनेगा, एक लॉयर का बेटा लॉयर ही बनेगा, एक बिजनेसमैन का बेटा बिजनेसमैन ही बनेगा. But today in the modern world, you can change the dynamics. Even if as students from your family no one has been a doctor, it does not mean you cannot. You can. If you have the passion, you have the talent, you sharpen your skills, you can. Similarly, if from your full family no one has entered into business, that does not mean you cannot be a good entrepreneur, you cannot be a good businessman. You can. You can develop your own business empire. We have the examples of Dhirubhai Ambani. He was a teacher in a small district. He changed his career. He took the risk because he had the passion of doing something. He had the passion of creating something innovative. He sharpened his skills. And today he is a successful businessman. And today his sons are carrying on his legacy. Similarly, students, if you have the passion, you have the talent, you need to sharpen your skills through training and look for various programs to create, to generate that opportunities. If I give you a great example of creating those opportunities, getting those opportunities, you see nowadays you have so many programs that come on television. You have and competitions, singing competitions, dancing competitions. These are the programs which attract talent and give them a platform to showcase their talent, to develop their career. If you see examples like Arijit Singh or Shreya Ghosal, they had talent, they had a passion for singing. They sharpened their singing skills through training and they sought participation in programs
to display, to showcase their talents, they created the opportunity. And today, you know how successful they are. So, students, you too can make it successful in any field you choose. You just need to have that driving passion, a belief in yourself, a positive attitude, channelize it into a right way, focus on your goal, and you will achieve success. Our today's lesson, students, is similarly on those lines. Entrepreneurship development. You see the pictures? These are all entrepreneurs. Whether it's Dhirubhai Ambani, whether it's Ratan Tata, whether it's Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mr. Narayan Murthy, Ekta Kapoor, J.K. Rowling, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these entrepreneurs are successful. They have successful entrepreneurship. They have developed their entrepreneurship because of their creative thinking, because of their innovative ideas, because of their risk taking. They are today successful. So today, students, we would be learning about entrepreneurship development, and it covers the unit entrepreneurship development, its meaning and characteristics. In my previous session, I had already covered this topic, entrepreneurship, its meaning and its characteristics. Today we would be looking at another subunit under entrepreneurship development, and that is process of entrepreneurship development. Before we go into our unit of process of entrepreneurship development, let's take a quick recap of what is entrepreneurship, what are the characteristics of entrepreneurship, and how do we develop or process or channelize these skills into the development of entrepreneurship. The meaning of entrepreneurship: it is a purposeful activity, as we see, a conscious activity of an individual or a group of associated individuals undertaken to initiate, maintain, and increase profit by production and distribution of economic goods and activity. As we see, every entrepreneur acts or creates an entrepreneurship with the purpose of an economic activity, that is developing or creating profits. That is an economic activity where there is buying and selling of goods and services. Then we see the 8 characteristics of entrepreneurship. How you need these 8 characteristics to make it, to develop your entrepreneurship. You have your innovation, your economic activity, organization building, creative thinking, risk bearing, managerial skill and leadership, skillful management, gap filling function. These 8 characteristics are very essential in the entrepreneurship development. Now students, we come to our today's topic, process of entrepreneurship development. As we see in our example, how you can create your opportunities, generate your opportunities through training, participation in programs. Similarly, in business, in entrepreneurship development, there are 2 processes. Your first process of development is through training, and your other process is through participation in entrepreneurship development programs. EDP, we'll be using the short form, the acronym EDP for entrepreneurship development program. So these are the 2 processes of entrepreneurship development. Let's see the first process, training. What do you think? What comes to your mind when you hear training? Training is used to sharpen your skills, right? Now, as we said, the traditional school of thought had been thinking that entrepreneurs are born and not made. As I said earlier, they used to believe कि डॉक्टर का बेटा डॉक्टर ही बनेगा, businessman का बेटा businessman ही बनेगा. That was a traditional school of thought because you were groomed in your family itself. So that was a traditional school of thought. But whereas today the modern observation mentions that some entrepreneurs may be born, but a large number of them can be made by education and training. Hence, today there is a need of training to produce eligible future entrepreneurs. So, what is training? Training is a scheme of instructions which is planned, systematic, consistent, pervasive, and monitored to measure its effectiveness. It is an integral input of managerial development. As we see in the characteristics of entrepreneurship, wherein we see managerial skills and leadership skills, skillful management. It's a very important component. How do we sharpen all these skills when we participate in programs, in training programs, and we develop them? These training programs are planned, systematic, and consistent. If you see students, if you remember in school, you had physical training period, right? It was a planned training. It is for physical development of your body. It channelizes you in a way of being systematic, of following the rules. It was consistent. For example, if you say in PT, you were doing your march past. You need to stand in a line. Your leg needs to be raised together, whether it's left, right, your hand movement. It was all planned, it was systematic, it was consistent. Similarly, in training for entrepreneurship development, it is a planned activity, systematic, consistent. You have lots of management programs where you sharpen your skills so that you become a successful entrepreneur and you create a successful entrepreneurship. Now, how does training help an entrepreneur or in developing entrepreneurship? Let's see. It broadens the vision of entrepreneurs by providing them suitable opportunities for an interchange of experience within and outside an industry. What happens in training? You have people from various industries coming together. They share their ideas, they share their views, they exchange their experience, which gives an entrepreneur an idea of what the market is, how the other industry functions. He can take those ideas, whether their marketing strategies, their planning strategies. It builds necessary skills of new entrepreneurs. As I said, there are so many management programs. If you go online, you see so many management programs, business skills development. Go through them. They sharpen your skills. It gives you an idea of how to increase your communication skills or your leadership skills, your managerial skills, your time management, your collaboration skills. So training helps you in developing them. It imparts knowledge of marketing of goods, production methods, consumers education. As we seen, and what are entrepreneurs? They are innovators with creative ideas. Entrepreneurship is understanding the need of the customer. So in training, when people come together from different industries with different visions, with different skills, they impart, they share their knowledge of marketing, of production, of the consumer's education, how the consumer acts, what is the consumer's expectation. It exposes an entrepreneur to the latest development which can directly or indirectly affect him. It will help the entrepreneur to minimize excessive scraps, defective outputs, and wastages in the production process. So, if a training is imparted, it helps the entrepreneur to understand the various dynamics of the entrepreneurship, how to develop it. In that ways, he will use his resources, that is, he'll optimize his resources of production in an effective way, and he'll avoid scraps, he'll avoid wastages, he will avoid accidents. It helps in improving overall efficiency of an entrepreneur. It helps the entrepreneur to accept new technology, team spirit, standardization, reduces fatigue, minimize industrial accidents. It has people come together, different industries, different skills, different visions, different abilities. They share their experiences. They come to know what is the new technology that is there available. As we seen earlier in my earlier video, we spoke about the technology that is used now in mobile phones. We had landlines, then we had cordless phones, then we had smartphones, now we have touchscreen phones. So this is the need of the customer, the need of the hour. Times change, we need to keep changing. Today is a tech savvy world. Unless we are aware of this, we cannot develop our entrepreneurship. So training helps us in our entrepreneurship development. Now, how is training imparted? Training can be imparted. It can be imparted through lecture method, demonstration method, individual instruction, group instruction, meetings, conference, seminars. There are the various methods through which training can be imparted. Now the new method that is come because of this lockdown, we are seeing it more, is through webinars, through online trainings. So these are the various methods through which training is imparted. Now let's see what is entrepreneurship development program. We see in the first process, that is training. Your second process of entrepreneurship development is your entrepreneurship development program. As you can see the picture, what do you see? You see a man helping the other man, right? Similarly, our entrepreneurship development program is where the government promotes, it gives a helping hand to promote the budding talent of entrepreneurs. As you see, it says every pro was once an amateur, every expert was once a beginner. So dream big and start now. This is what an entrepreneur is. What is the entrepreneurship development program does? It gives you a push in the right direction to develop as an entrepreneur. Let's see what is EDP. An entrepreneurship development program has been defined as a program designed to help a person in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive and in acquiring skills and capabilities necessary for playing his entrepreneurial role efficiently. As we see in the picture, it is helping. It is a program that is designed to help the budding talents of in entrepreneurship and to sharpen their skills in being a successful entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. EDP is a device through which people with latent entrepreneurial traits are identified, motivated to take up new industrial venture, trained in managing the unit and guided in all aspects of starting a venture and enterprise. EDP was first introduced. How did the EDP program come into effect? It was first introduced in Gujarat in 1970 and was sponsored by the Gujarat Industrial Investment Corporation. The EDPs are based on Macklein's experiments in Kakinada district of Andhra Pradesh, where businessmen were provided with motivation and training. Macklein's experiments, these are based on certain theories of motivation, different concepts of motivation. These theories were put into practice and the EDP program was developed. Today students, EDP, that is your entrepreneurship development program in India, have reached to such a magnitude that it has emerged as a national movement. It is worth mentioning that today India operates as the oldest and largest program for entrepreneurship development in any developing country. Today if you see our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, he is promoting what? Made in India. Where as a country we are self-reliant, we are self-dependent. We do not alienate ourselves from the world, but we stand by ourselves by developing our own products, developing our own market, which will generate more employment opportunities, will generate more internal revenue by being Atmanirbhar. Right? This is what EDP is. Now let's see the steps in EDP. What are the steps in entrepreneurship development program? Arrangement of infrastructure. What is infrastructure? In business, if you see what is infrastructure, it is your four factors of production: your land, labor, manpower, land. Where is your business going to be? It could be your transportation system, your communication networks. These are all your infrastructure. So, arrangement of infrastructure. Then the program second step is selection of potential entrepreneurs. Selecting an entrepreneur based on his talent, his traits of entrepreneurial. Then identification of an enterprise. After the potential entrepreneur is selected, then is the identification of an enterprise, a business venture which is more apt to his talent, to his traits. After the identification, the actual training program is developed to shape the skills that is required for that entrepreneur in that enterprise that has been identified. Then is the selection of training personnel. Once a training program has to be imparted, so the training personnel is selected for the respective enterprise that is being identified. Selection of training method. As we see in the different various training methods are there, whether it's a lecture method, seminar, conference, how would this training be imparted to the potential entrepreneur? Whether it would be an online, whether it will be offline, whether it will be full time, whether it will be part time. The selection of method of training. Then you have the actual training that happens. And finally is monitoring and follow up. Why is monitoring and follow up very important? As we see, even in your studies, monitoring is there, follow up is there. How do we do that monitoring and follow up? We have unit tests, we have semester exams. That is nothing but monitoring and follow up, which is done to see how much knowledge you have gained, how much you have understood. Similarly, the program follows these various steps to develop and motivate the entrepreneurs. Now, let's see the objectives of EDP. Every program has certain objective, a certain purpose why they come into effect. As we said, it is about being Atmanirbhar, being self-reliant. We can do that when you have your passion, you have the creativity, that innovation, you need to channelize it. So what are the objectives? What do you want to gain from it? Let's see the objectives of EDP. To foster entrepreneurial growth in the country. As we seen, entrepreneurial growth in the country, being Atmanirbhar, being self-reliant. Today, job market is very crunched. We develop entrepreneurs who are self-reliant. We create they are the backbone of the country. They generate revenue. They are the economic activities. So they foster entrepreneurial growth in the country. The next objective, to optimum use of available resources. That is maximum utilization of the resources. Whether it's your machinery, your manpower, utilizing them effectively and maximum. That's the objective of EDP. Generation of employment opportunities. As I said, entrepreneurship is called as a fourth factor of production because it generates employment opportunities. It is the backbone of any economy because it generates employment opportunities. Widening base for small and medium scale industries is give them a boost to channelize the entrepreneurial talent and develop small and medium scale industries. Development of backward region and improving economic status of socially disadvantaged groups. As we seen today, there is lots of imbalance. You see the rural sector. The rural sector is not much, or the rural region is not much developed. By fostering talent, entrepreneurial talent in the rural region, we have more industries, we have more employment opportunities, their social status, economic status is developed when EDP programs are initiated in the rural region. Today, if you see, there are lots of droughts. Farming, many places are not happening. The young talent there can seek an opportunity in developing their entrepreneurship skills and developing their entrepreneurship through these EDP programs run by the government, which in turn will develop the backward region and improve their economic and social status. So students, this is the five main objectives of EDP. We come to the end of this unit of entrepreneurship development. Let's do a quick recap of what we did today in our session. We started this session with our current unit, that is the process of entrepreneurship development. We seen the two processes, that is the development of entrepreneurship through training and through EDP, that is entrepreneurship development program. We seen what is training. We seen how training helps in the development of entrepreneurship. We then seen the methods in how training can be imparted. We also then seen the steps involved in EDP. We seen what is EDP, the various steps that is involved in EDP, in nurturing, in motivating, in shaping the young talent, the young entrepreneurs. And we then seen the five main objectives of EDP. So students, today we come to the end of our session. There would be a recap and an application based questions, the link for which will be shared by your teachers. Besides that, I also have an homework for you. You as commerce students, I need you to create a mind map on the requirements for starting a business venture. Example, you can take any small business venture. And what would be the basic requirements to start a business venture? Whether it's a grocery store, a cloth store, an electrical store, a tailoring shop. As a common student, as a budding entrepreneur, what requirements are there to start a business venture? For example, if I see a cloth store, if I'm an entrepreneur and I want to start a cloth store, what are the basic requirements I would need? I would need land for my shop. I would need furniture. I would need computers for my accounting purpose. Then I would need manpower for as my salesperson or the accountant. So various things that you can think of that you would need to start a business venture. Students, it will be very interesting, a very creative way of shaping, of channelizing the young entrepreneur in you. So this is your homework for today. So this is all that I have today, students, for you on entrepreneurship development process. So students, thank you for listening. Keep up the learning. All the best. Stay home. Stay safe.